Caution: this game contains scenes of violence and gore, as well as depictions of criminal acts. These acts are strictly punished by law. Please do not attempt to imitate them. This game also contains themes of sexual violence and self harm. This game is a work of fiction. Any relationship to real persons, groups, places, or crimes is coincidental. Profile: sex equals man. Work equals shit I can't read. Hobby equals shit I can't read. Love shop equals T. Other character I can't read. Mad daily diary. Daily diary. Daily diary of an addict. I bought a sword. It's called a D sword, I heard. I love how freaking weird it is. Town Vanguard is in my heart's oasis. These days you don't see as many stores as weird as that place outside of Akihabara. But Akihabara shops aren't really my style. It's either computer parts or prawn with those guys. Okay. And that's not me, you know? There used to be so many cool, weird places in Shibuya, but you can tell my age from me saying this. But they all disappeared as time went on. Either they were a different person, or the person entirely, or the person writing the blog was deliberately disguising their writing style. There was no way to tell from here, so I stopped reading. The store of the page referred to Town Vanguard was evidently in Shibuya. Felt like too much of a coincidence, or maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe that was the reason I'd run into two girls carrying these swords in Shibuya. What was that place? That place it was selling them was here. Weird things got popular with small subgroups of people here in Shibuya all the time, right? I searched for Town Vanguard, but I couldn't find the store's page. I did find a page with a map, so I downloaded it. But they didn't have a public page. They probably didn't want to have an online store either. I searched the Taboo auction site too, but didn't find anything. I'd have to go to the store directly to see for myself. I didn't really want to leave the base, but I need the sword. I need to get the sword. At this point, it felt like the one good option I had for fighting off the demon girl. I didn't know what exactly I would do once I got the sword. I didn't have the courage to try and kill her with it or anything. But something inside me made me think that if I got the sword, maybe I'd feel just a little less afraid. That was it. The D sword was like a good luck charm, something to keep me going. There was something strangely compelling about it. The store was somewhere near Cat Street, it looked like. Cat Street was a twisty street that ran alongside Meiji Street, the main connection between Shibuya and Harajuku. I'd heard once that it was originally a river that got filled in. There were a lot of theories as to why it was called Cat Street. Some said because there were a lot of strays there, others said because it's a common street, because others said because it was as narrow as a cat's forehead, common expression in Japanese. Not that I cared anyway. Cat Street was a good distance from here. It would take at least 15 to 20 minutes to get there. A bike would get me there faster, of course, but I didn't have one. I didn't want to go near the station, so I opted to go through Shoto and cross across Miyashita Park. I walked a little fast across the bridge over Meiji Street. Please, okay. Is she blonde or is that a head covering? Whew. I was finally here. I was in such a hurry that I was starting to get frustrated at how long it was taking. Cat Street was, compared to Center Street, much quieter. It felt more like Harajuku than Shibuya. All the stores were selling Osade clothes, the kind I'd never had any interest in. Die sheeple. I could tell I was out of place as I walked down the street, and I got more and more upset. This was totally outside my usual territory. There were a lot more couples than there were in Center Street. I could tell they were all window shopping, trying to show off because they didn't have an actual money. Losers. I almost regretted coming, but I choked those feelings down and told myself I needed to get the sword. I walked as fast as I could, face glued to the map, trying to avoid making eye contact with the people around me as I headed to my destination. Town Vanguard was in a narrow side street off Cat Street. So this is it. One step down a a side street, and the whole place felt very different. The alley was narrow, cramped, and dirty, much too small for a car to travel down. The building were all old, traditional wooden houses or empty stores with their shutters pulled down, and all the shutters had graffiti sprayed on them too. You see, even if Cat Street looked fancy with its luxury brand storefronts, that was all just fake. This dingy alley was a real Cat Street. Behind the facade, it was nothing but garbage and run-down old buildings. Of course, I didn't like the backside any more than the facade. I wasn't any more at home here than on Main Street. I only had one home. Yes, so. Town Vanguard turned out to be smaller and gloomier shop than I expected. I could tell why the blogger who mentioned it had called it underground. There was a sign reading open, but it certainly didn't seem busy. Going inside felt really hard. I was too much of a wimp to go fat into a fast food place all by myself. How could I go into this creepy looking place? I wanted to go home. No, I needed the sword. What was I supposed to do? Went back and forth outside the shop for a while. There was absolutely no one else in the dark hallway and the dark alley. I spent 30 minutes wandering around trying to muster up the courage to go in, and not a single soul came by. Many times I felt almost brave enough to go in, only to give up at the last second. But I couldn't give in and go home empty-handed. This was the only place I could get a decent sword. My instincts weren't willing to let me go inside. I had a delusion where the shopkeeper came out to meet me. Of course, she was not reading that. Oh, fuck off. I could be such a horn. Sometimes, nigga. Okay, it's 4:30, so you can tell I'm losing fervor. Everything would be so much easier if that happened, I told myself. And maybe my wish was heard by someone, because a girl did come out to shop. Her outfit wasn't. She had long hair done up in an afro, tied up in a bandana with a strange, eerie design on it. She said she'd gotten sick of watching me wander around outside her store and came to check on me. My delusion. Yeah, before I knew it, she dragged me inside the store beside my reluctance. I didn't even have time to say no. I ended up inside. I'd overcome the first hurdle at least. What if the store was actually owned by the. Say that shit. Say some bullshit like that one more time. I'm getting off. I looked around the dimly lit shop. There were no other customers. There was stale, and there was a thin haze. It smelled like a mix of cigarette smoke and mold. 5 minutes in here, and I'd probably be ready to throw up. I could see what looked like merchandise, but I couldn't tell if it was for sale or not. It was all placed randomly throughout the store, and to tell the truth, it must have been garbage. It certainly didn't have price tags on it. I realized after that there were a lot of adult. There were a lot of. What the fuck? This place must have been some kind of adult knick-knack shop. Despite how eager she was to give me the sound of a spoon and smoke a cigarette. This haze is partly her fault then. I ain't even been inside for a whole minute, but the combination making me sweat hard. I want to get out of here as soon as possible. Time to find the T-sword fast. Looking at the shelves I went. I found the fantasy weapons corner of the blog I'd read and talked about. This one part of the store stood out from the rest. There were several toys lined up carefully in display. The toys themselves all looked cheap. Actually, I realized they were mostly different colored lightsabers. Some of them were so cheaply made they were obviously fakes. I wasn't sure if they would even light up. And the light up shurikens that the blog had talked about were sold out. That was kind of a surprise. There was something mixed in with the lightsabers that was very clearly different from the others. One looked like that was lighter than I expected. What it was made out of soft plastic? There was no blade. The edge was smooth. Ran my fingers across, and of course, it didn't hurt at all. Compared to the ones that Cinna and Fess had, it didn't have any weight or complex design. It certainly wasn't sharp. Maybe it was a fake. I was a little worried, but this was the only thing in the shop that could possibly be a D-sword. It's even light up. The one that Fess had been swinging around at the concert had some kind of glass embedded in the blade, which had lit up with a pale light. It was pretty cool. There was no glass on the one I was holding. Maybe I should give up on buying it. This D-sword had been. This D-sword was such a piece of junk, ready to give up even after coming all the way here. But Find the sword and salvation ways. I remember Fess's words. If I didn't buy it here, I wouldn't have a chance. Maybe it just looked cheap, and then recognized its rightful owner would suddenly. Maybe I had seen too much anime and manga. Both Cinna and Fess had these swords that seemed to possess a strange strength. Maybe this sword would turn out to be the same. What should I do? I stood there uncertain. The clerk came up behind me. 10,000 yen and I'll throw in a little bonus. I was so stunned how cheap it was, I couldn't believe my ears. Yeah, I'm picking my nose, nigga. What the fuck? I had some deep savings built up for my RMT business. 10,000 yen was cheap enough that all I have to do was pass on buying a single figure. When I heard the price, it was also that it was the last one the store had. I bought it. Bonus was a cheap Bangle bracelet, total garbage. And the true nightmare began once I bought the sword. Town Vanguard didn't ship. You had to walk home with anything you bought. Yeah? No shit, nigga. Even if it was a toy, the idea of carrying this huge sword across the middle of Shibuya was enough to quench. I'd already paid though. The clerk steadfastly refused to return my money. You bought this piece of shit and he said, I want my money back. Oh, you got the Nicole treatment, dog. I'm sorry. This is going to be incredibly humiliating. I don't walk down some of the most fashionable streets in Tokyo holding a giant sword. Of course, the DQN couples and well-dressed ladies all chuckled at me as they walked by. I'd wish they all die. I headed home, delusions filling my mind of me swinging the sword wildly. Can we, like, can we get Rimi's version of Takumi instead of this bum ass nigga? Holy shit. I was finally home. I started running once I got in close, and I was out of breath by the time I got up to the base. The cold gazes of the people I'd passed had really stung. I don't know how Senna had managed to endure this humiliation. Cause it was invisible! Cause you read a page where it says the true D swords are invisible. Fuck. And nobody reacted to it. Because you're invisible. Ugh. There was no way I could do it. Huh? Suddenly I heard a sound from someone here. I froze and gasped. Remember the smile I'd seen call herself Rimi. Maybe she'd come back. This time maybe she'd come to kill me. What should I do? Run? I could sense the presence of someone in front of me. The settings then clearly cast and it was the silhouette of a woman. I quickly raised my fucking little prop sword. I realized what a piece of crap it was. The one Senna had strange power. Mine didn't have anything like that. Maybe it was fake after all. Did I really fight with this thing? Not a chance. Even if it was real, I still couldn't actually fight someone with it. Holding it in my hands, it felt really heavy. Maybe I was holding it wrong. I didn't feel like but I didn't feel like something I could actually swing. It didn't feel like something I could actually swing like a weapon. Where the fuck did I get the word "but" in that sentence? Okay, it's 4:48. Maybe I should go to sleep. The shadow suddenly began to move. It was coming closer. Stay away from me! I closed my eyes, thrusting the sword out in front of me at a random angle. But I had a faint hope that the sword, maybe, just maybe, could help me. Then nothing happened. My foe didn't say the word. Okay. Just nodded at me. She was looking at me with contempt in her eyes. Not. Tension drained from my body. I collapsed where I stood. Don't scare me like that. This is just awful. She was an awful sister. Like, kind of awful sister. Like to entertain herself by scaring her brother. Who the hell did she think she was anyway? This is why. I wasn't trying to scare you. I just came to see if you were alive like I always do, but you weren't here. I had to waste 30 minutes standing here worrying about you. It was a lot of valuable time because of you, brother, you jerk. That's true, he just fucking took his phone with him. I refuse to be fucking, what's it called, by such an obvious lie. Yeah, well, nigga, maybe if you cared. So, where did you go? You almost never leave your room and you weren't picking up your phone either. I left the phone in the base. I knew nobody would call me. There was no point in taking it. What's that sword anyway? Did you buy it just now? She was staring at the sword a little confused. Oh, I get it. It's some kind of anime toy, right? You really are an otaku. You look ridiculous with it too. You looked so wimpy a minute ago when you were holding it. I'm just laughing thinking about it. Oh, fuck off. I ignored Nanami and opened the padlock on my room and tried to head inside. Hey, don't ignore me. Leave. You know I'm alive. Now go home. She was always making fun of me. I did nothing but complain every single time she fucking came here. She really hated that much, and she should just leave. I certainly didn't want her here. Listen, I came all this way to make sure you were okay. Would it kill you to show a little gratitude? I even bought you a present. She pouted at me. Present? Yep, Mom said to bring it to you. Here. She handed me some mandarin oranges. 10 or so in a red neck bag. It wasn't a great present. I'd eat mandarins if there were any laying around, but they weren't exactly a favorite of mine. Anyway, I want to rest a little before I go, so I'll eat them with you. You don't want to be... Girl, let me tell you, you don't want to fucking be here. You already know how bad... I can only imagine how fucking horrible it fucking smells in his room, right? I can only fucking imagine. Girl, you do not want to sit here. And he's sure as shit not gonna fucking sit out here and eat with you. You may as well just go home. Not because he wants you to, but because it's for your own good. It's fucking... Ugh. There's no ventilation on that shit. And he beating his dick. I know you immediately was like, oh yeah, this nigga been killing people. Not because she saw the cross, but because of how fucking musty that room has got to be. I know he does not keep that door open. I can't believe you. Your little sister is here with a present, and she's offering to eat it with you. You should be happy. What's there to be happy about? Why would I want to eat oranges with my little sister anyway? She probably just wanted to eat some herself. She was always a big eater. She always used to eat my food too. We got in fights about it all the time. Nanami went inside the base, and she willingly went inside? Girl. Got any tea? I'd like something hot. Of course not. I only drink soda. Nanami sat down on the sofa and took out an orange. I sighed and set the D sword up against my computer desk. I didn't need the bangle, so I tossed it off into a corner. Oh, what's that? Nanami quickly picked it up off the floor. Hey, this is cute. Did you buy this too? It's actually pretty nice, particularly for something you bought. Cute, how? It's a cheap thing, probably not worth more than 500 yen. Not... I think it just puts everybody down. I ignored her and took a seat at my desk, grabbing an orange as I did so. Hey, are you gonna throw this away? Well, I don't need it. Okay, give it to me then. Huh? You don't mind, right? You were going to throw it away. You should act like a real big brother for once and give your little sister a present. It's not a present, it's just some junk you want. Fine, take it. Really? Yay. She put that shit on though. She was certainly easily pleased. Such a cheap little sister and getting a cheap little gift. Well, brother, it does look nice. Not an... Or you could be a dick. I gave her a present, right? So how is she treating me like this? What kind of... This is certainly nowhere near the worst, like, a main character of something I've read or liked has been. Because there's always fucking Rudius Grey Rat. So I'm not gonna say this isn't for the faint of heart or for the true anime fans. But, oh my god, this nigga can be insufferable at times. Truly insufferable. Where should she learn to do that? Go play 100 H games and learn how to be. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Go 100 H games, nigga. Kill yourself. She was smiling too. I was really getting angry. I like this, so I'm not giving it back. Actually, this may be the first time you've given me a present. I guess I'll just have to take good care of it then. Whatever, nobody asked you to. I didn't even buy it for you. Anyway, you're done, right? So leave. I'm busy. Don't get in my way. Suddenly she looked upset. You don't have to be mean, do you? I haven't eaten my oranges yet, and you haven't given me my tea. I don't have any tea for the likes of you. Ugh. She glared at me, shoulders heaving with rage. Eventually her eyes started to tear up. Fine, if I'm really bothering you that much, I'll leave. Yeah, go. My god. I hate this nigga so much. He treats her so badly, bro. Oh my god. High pitch, yeah. Well, at last, the storm was finally over. He treats her so badly, so he can fucking sit here and goon to a. Well, I mean, I guess it's fine because he's also 17. But he can sit here and fucking goon to a fucking 17-year-old anime girl that is going to keep gooning to after he turns 19 or 20 years old. No, so.
GE レートの上昇率は当初の予測からわずかな誤差があった程度です。
And the biorhythm control is going well too. Shibuya's GE rate is higher than the other areas, and especially stable too. And that makes it easier to manipulate, and in addition to drastically raise the people of Shibuya's biorhythms. Please report for the results of our experiments. Please see the report for the results. You'll be satisfied, I'm sure. It's only natural that you deliver results, given the amount of money and manpower we're offering you. That's... Is that him? Project Noah will advance to the next stage then. Will that be alright? What about the code sample? We've secured 3 people, but we're not at a target number, are we? Indeed, we need a minimum of 5. Sample holders are steadily gathering. All that's left is to take them when we need them. I'll leave it in your hands then. May the divine light save us. Go about with your efforts with the utmost caution. Yes, I am aware. You know what? I do think it's time to sleep, bitch nigga. Get that ass fan out of my chat. Let me speak my shit again.